left, left, right. Hip, up, lollipop. Let me hear that left foot drop. Little louder, little prouder. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Let me hear it one more time. Hip, up, lollipop.
Day 1. We just arrived at the Mattagway Scout Ranch and we're all exhausted from the 2-hour bus ride. We set up our tents a while ago, unpacked our stuff. The tent experience was a little bit different, I guess. For me personally, it was the first time setting them up, but others had years of experience, so it definitely was a team effort. Right now, we're about to go march up to dinner, and First Sergeant made us food, so that's going to be exciting. But we haven't really done anything. Everyone's tired, ready, prepared for... The ride up to Mattagway was about 2 hours, and cadets anxiously waited to get there. Once the cadets arrived, the first goal was to set up tents, which we were going to be sleeping in. This exercise was a collaborative effort because while some cadets had years of experience, for others this was the first time experiencing building a tent. After the tents were up, cadets settled in with their luggage. Every tent had 2 cadets because at camp each person had to have a battle buddy that would be with them at all times. After our tents were set up and we were all settled in, cadets made a formation and walked up to the kitchen to eat dinner made by First Sergeant.
Once the cadets reached the cabin where dinner was served, a number of cadets helped First Sergeant in preparing the food, while others got to enjoy an hour or more of free time.
You wanted to have, right? Yeah. Okay. Then First Sergeant served the food. They formed a single file line, grabbed their plates and utensils. The cadets then sat and enjoyed the first dinner of camp, spaghetti and meatballs. During this time, First Sergeant collected the phones from the cadets. By doing so, it allowed cadets to truly experience nature in its raw form. After dinner was over, cadets picked up their plates. A fireplace was set up in the cabin, where cadets huddled around for warmth. Then, a couple of cadets assisted First Sergeant in cleaning the kitchen. Sergeant Pointer then helped in setting up a movie night before we went back to our tents and rested for a new and eventful day. The cadets then had to adjust to new temperatures as they walked back to their tents with guidance provided by their flashlights and a blanket of stars.
Day 2, we woke up really early in the morning. Well, that's because some people were woken up by the fire watch, by the bright flashing lights and the talking. We couldn't sleep. We went straight to breakfast, again served by First Sergeant. It was the first breakfast and I'd say it's really good. We had sausages and eggs, milk, orange juice. It was really fantastic. And after that we went back to the camp and did our first service learning.
We picked up brush and wood to prevent forest fires at the ranch,
where we have cadets helping clear fire breaks and manicuring the forest in order to keep it safe from fire dangers. As you can see, we're bringing a lot of the dead wood and debris over so it can be taken away. We're working with the forest rangers over here to cart this away, and what this does is it manicures the forest. It takes away a lot of the burnable consumables to preserve the campground, not only for everybody to use, but for the students to learn how it interacts with the environment and how they can also contribute to help people come up here and camp and enjoy the experience up here. So it's a great opportunity for the cadets.
Service rangers explained to us why this benefited them and the difference that it made.
By you guys stacking this, you save all kinds of time for us, and it's going to benefit people who are poor or physically can't get here. This wood's gone to cancer patients, that type of stuff. So that's exactly how you're going to help. Believe me, it saves us a lot of time.
After we had finished cleaning up brush, First Sergeant led us on a hike up to the tomb of one of the original ranch owners before it was donated to Boy Scouts. The cadets energetically marched along the beautiful view of Mattagway Ranch, despite the uncomfortable boots. We marched along with our MREs in our pockets and our spirits high. We also had activities that taught us about teamwork and patience. An excellent example of this would be the wall. The wall is exactly what it sounds like. It's about 8.5 feet tall, with no steps or ledges. The objective of this activity was to get our group of 5 to 8 people across the wall, with only one push or pull for each. Now, as if this weren't complicated enough, the cadets could not utter a single word to each other or make a single sound of communication. Different groups came up with different ideas and used different methods to accomplish the goal. While some took more time than others, in the end, everyone got across.
Somebody hold her butt. Come on, girls. Push her up, push her up. Come on, come on. Somebody hold her butt so she can come back. Get in there. Ready? Up, 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 up. There you go.
Another activity that required our patience was archery. Sergeant Pointer set up a range at about 10 meters with assistance of members of the archery team. The members of the team then helped coach the cadets who had never shot before. Girls just finished showering. It was a 5-minute shower. That was great. I've never been timed while showering, so that was definitely a different experience. Right now, we're waiting on the boys to finish showering. First Sergeant is inside the kitchen with a couple of assistants cooking dinner. And after dinner, we might have hot chocolate and a movie.
The third day, the most important day to be a cadet in the JROTC Service Learning Spring Camp. Cadets accomplished 2 service learning events which were composed of heavy lifting, quick thinking, and most importantly, working together as a team.
Need a break?
The first service learning was moving a tent from one spot to another. This may have not taught much nature preserving to the cadets, but it helped improve their teamwork. Teamwork is the most important factor in completing certain obstacles. A cadet working on the service learning project stated, "We aren't just having fun, but also learning how to work together and communicating to finish this service learning project efficiently."
Another service learning project that we had worked on at the same time there was a filtering system for the stream that runs through the ranch. Cadets filled up cages with rocks. This helped the stream by filtering silt, soil, and pollution from running through the stream.
Learning how to work interdependently with groups and people and become more capable of using speech communication.
So yeah, basically teamwork and communication, like how to work together and communicate in order to, get rocks into cages.
What I'm learning is that this is actually good for the environment. It's allowing the silt and sand to be caught in the rocks, which don't contaminate the water.
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's really fun.
I actually am having fun though.
I know.
Mr. Mike aided us by showing us how to place the rocks and what to do. Cadets also learned novel information and were enriched. He also talked to us about how this helped the surrounding ecosystem.
So today what we're doing is installing a gabion system, and what this does is control runoff and silt in the streams. We have 2 lakes in camp, so what we're trying to do is control the runoff in the sand so that it doesn't fill in the lakes. So as you can see, what we do is we have the 4 feet by 12 foot cages. Can you see those in the camera?
Mm-hmm.
And basically we just stack those along across the creek, fill them with rocks, and then that allows the water to filtrate through the rocks and holds back all of the sand.
Lastly, we had the opportunity to go canoeing. We had the choice of getting into a canoe or a paddle boat. There had to be 3 people on each boat. For some, this event was easier than others. It required the ability of communicating with the other person paddling, as well as having patience and coordination. Cadets spent about 30 minutes canoeing, and as they were canoeing, the lake glimmered reflections of the sun setting and the weather cooled down.
It's our last day here at camp. We're now just waiting for the bus to arrive. We woke up really early this morning since we had to disassemble the tents that we set up. After that, we went straight to breakfast, our last breakfast, and after our last breakfast, we cleaned up the place because we want to make it looking better. After that, we did a mini PT session with First Sergeant.
Side straddle hop! Side straddle hop! VKS! Exercise! 1, 2, 3! 1, 2, 3! Jog around the perimeter. You stay here. That's okay. So that's you. Follow them. You stay here.
And now we're at this point where we're just waiting for the bus to arrive and ready to go home. Who's spring camp? Thank you for watching. This is it for this video. If you have any more questions, just visit the Kearny website, KearnyJROTC.com.